Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about UberEats Pitfall. So recently I got an email from one of my subscribers, Anthony B. Thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. And he is discussing in this video one of the major pitfalls that a lot of UberEats drivers come across, especially in less than engaging markets. And you'll see what I mean when I start to read the email. So with that said, we are talking about everything that is being said in this email, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers in many different markets with many different customers and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. Hey Joe, enjoy the show. I have been working Uber Eats for a few months now after migrating away from Doordash back when DD took away Dash Now for this current tier system, which ruined my delivery via motor scooter. In this time, I have laid down over 150 deliveries in the Lexington KY market. Well, first off, smart move on your part to diversify your gig portfolio to make sure that you're never too dependent on any one gig app. I wouldn't totally turn off DoorDash though, just because it sounds like, based on the way you're saying that those are the only 2 gig apps you have available. I would sign up for more until you definitely don't need DoorDash at all anymore. I am now faced with deactivation soon due to ratings. I was not apprised that ratings are not based on deliveries made, but the number of ratings placed by the customer. I currently have 17 ratings with 2 of them negative. How is it that one can have so many deliveries and so few ratings? So he is currently in a market where people are not as engaging due to the rating system itself. In my market, people are, I'm gonna go with, relatively engaging. Sometimes I'll get really good thumbs up, and sometimes I'll get a thumbs down that lasts on my account for a very long period of time. Now, I currently have a 100% satisfaction rate and a 5-star driver rating in general on UberEats. But that also said, now the 5-star rating is really only due to the 2 Uber Connect, not Uber Connect deliveries that I did. It's a long story. Either way, if you're in a market where it is normal for people to be like laissez-faire in terms of ratings themselves, 150 with 17 ratings, that's a low number. And with current order volume in your area, it seems like that may be an issue. Now, that being said, 150 deliveries in the Lexington, Kentucky market. 150 deliveries, how much time is that really? Order volume fluctuates depending on where you are. And considering out of all of them are 17 ratings, not including the prospect of maybe you got a repeat customer, which we didn't even discuss that potential. But overall, if you have 2 negative ratings because of the ratings that you got, that's not necessarily bad either. Usually, they will at least let you get a healthy amount of ratings before they start considering deactivation. But obviously, if you get more negative ratings than you currently have, you can be facing that for sure. I don't have an exact number because everything is kind of market to market, especially on Uber Eats. And what applies in my market may not apply to you. And honestly, I got my ratings relatively quickly. I ended up in the 90s within my first couple of months being there. And yeah, getting bad customer ratings is very dangerous on Uber Eats in general, because it's also one of those things that you can't really control. Like, you can control to the most part how you act as a driver, but that's not what people really rate on. Number one, this doesn't even account for the number of no-tip customers who just hate the world and will rate you badly regardless. This isn't accounting for the people who have unreasonably high expectations of what a gig worker would actually do. This isn't accounting for the customer service that they're really not accounting for at all. Think about it like this. If you get an order that's a contactless delivery, a lot of times you're not even talking to the customer. You get the order from the merchant, you go to the customer, you take a picture at the door, you say, "Hey, I just dropped off your food. I hope you have an awesome day!" exclamation point, that's it, and you leave. Also, that last note where you left a note saying, I hope you have an awesome day, or something to that effect, seems to help with ratings, so keep that in mind too. If you're doing something like that, do that. And then what about the ones that just rate you a thumbs down and nothing else? Because there's not a whole lot else to say otherwise. They don't give you a real reason, so they can't really say, hey, this is why I didn't like this delivery. Maybe we could exclude the delivery. No, they don't have a reason, so therefore it ends up on you. But either way, it does help to have some kind of plan. Speaking of, I do have a plan in place to make it a habit to ask for a thumbs up that I think will work. I will also have ordered please rate me stickers on Amazon. I think these will work. First off, definitely understand that you would want more people to rate you, so you're asking for more ratings. Call to actions definitely work. The stickers, some people like them, some people don't. I know that there's a lot of these stickers that ask for a gratuity as well, so I would avoid those. But if it's just please rate me on Amazon, go for it. Maybe that'll help. And hopefully it does. Because you're also forgetting that on Uber Eats, there's also the potential for tip baiting, and that's an issue too. Would it be possible to speak on the importance of the Uber Eats rating system? I think this would be helpful to new Uber Eats drivers so they don't get caught flat-footed as I was. This would be much appreciated. I already made a video on the Uber Eats rating system a while back in terms of customer and merchant ratings, because you're rated on both, because both of those entities have an opportunity to rate you. So I will leave that in the description. Feel free to check that out. But either way, long story short, what you gotta do, seems like you already are on it, is make sure that you're at least finding a way to make your customer aware of that, hey, these ratings are important and genuinely affect my ability to be on the platform. Please rate me a thumbs up. And once you get to 100 positive ratings, or even in the high 90s, you're not worried about. Like, I was dangling in the high 90s for a while, and I wasn't worried unless it affected my order flow, which it never really did. Sometimes it'll affect your ability to access the tier systems, because you need a 95% in order to access the tier systems in my area. But either way, the only reason you would want to make sure it's as high as possible is because you don't want to end up deactivated before you can really get your foot in the door, you know? The only real importance to the customer and merchant rating system is to maintain your position on the platform. So do what you can to get your ratings as high as possible, so that way you can always and continue to make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. If you guys would also like to email me about something happening in your market or something lack thereof, like Anthony B is talking about, my email is drivenwyld@gmail.com. Feel free to email me there. And who knows, maybe you'll get a shout out in a video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.